Hello and welcome back to the Broken Respawn podcast, where we talk about all things today Star Citizen, it seems. So Sarin's happy.
My show now.
It's the Sarin show. I'm out. Bye. I should have put myself on part 4 so I could just say, and Sarin, you're in. So go, Sarin. What are we doing today?
Well, we're gonna digest what happened at this year's CitizenCon. So I've got Droid, who I believe was there.
I was indeed.
We got SgtPerry, who scours the forums, and then we got me, who plays the game almost every day. So we're gonna talk about our experiences, what we thought about during the convention, what our thoughts are after the convention. Now we've had time to digest and the adrenaline to die down a little bit from watching that amazing Squadron 42 trailer, which we'll talk about.
I only caught like 5 minutes of that.
what we're looking forward to coming up here within the next couple months. So, Droid, my first question for you is, how was the atmosphere before, during, and after the convention?
Ooh.
That's a really good question. So, Sliver actually knows a little bit about this because the Friday before CitizenCon, they did something called like the Wakefield Takeover, where they pretty much hijacked a small street with a couple of pubs, and it was absolutely packed.
Yeah.
With people that were so excited. Like,
nice.
The atmosphere was like buzzing.
They actually
saw
had
the Inside Star Citizen that they did, that Sarge posted today, and yeah, I saw the behind the scenes, the lineup, that lineup, my friend. Holy, just for the day before. Huge.
Yeah, the pre-registration, yeah. And the next day, it was even longer. Like, that area was filled. Then the line went in front of the building, around to the back. And at the back, it looped several times before coming back in again. It was insane.
And that's the Manchester Metro building, right?
Yes. The central station, yeah.
Yeah, so for you guys to kind of get an idea, go look at Google Maps and see how big that building is, and you know,
it was over 4,400 attendees.
Like,
and then,
it is
like they said,
huge venue.
It is massive, and it did not feel empty.
Like, how did they fit everybody in there?
Well, it helped that
Shoehorn.
I feel like almost half of the attendees were stuck in the line for the merch booth the entire event.
That's fair.
Because they had, I think, like 2 payment terminals. So, yeah.
They should have known better.
Yes, they should have.
Should I
They
pull up
have
that picture?
4,400 attendees. So, yeah, the line was hours long. I went in to check.
The
Like,
delay to open also hurt them, I
Yes.
think, a little bit, because they delayed the opening, then everybody went to the merch line, and then they're like, well, we're going to start the show in 10 minutes, guys.
Yes, essentially that is what happened. I did find out why the delay happened, though. So near the entrance of the event, they had these massive models of Port Olisar and the Retribution, I think.
Yes, I saw those. They were
I didn't see
debuted a
those.
little bit.
Those were awesome. They were also the reason for the delay. They were still like putting them together.
Oh, because I saw
Yeah,
I
they
saw
started
the
on
fight.
They
Wednesday.
looked amazing, so at least
They were beautiful models. Like they went down to the detail and made sure they had the support struts for the landing platforms as well.
Yes.
Oh god, so it's a proper like miniaturization model of it. That must have been.
And the
how
truck
big
lit
was
up
it?
as well? Like the engines are lit up and everything.
It was at least 6 feet long for the Dreadnought and Port Olisar.
Oh Jesus!
Port Olisar
okay.
is more than 2 meters long. Yeah, it was like almost 3. I think they said it weighed in something like 300, kilograms. We can probably find it back in stream, but
Yeah.
those things are massive.
not just back in stream. Like it's been a highlight a couple of times through various different channels. Like that was beautiful.
The ship, yeah, Port Olisar. This is the first time it's been shown.
Yes.
That is, it was like the major launching for that particular model. Those people are also going to make models for sale.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
So,
But I've seen some of the price tags on those, and I'm just like,
Hey, the price tag. Yeah, it's like, do you buy a ship and game, or do you buy one?
Yeah.
well, honestly, I'd rather buy a model. Not gonna lie.
1
The
to
shipping game,
500.
the shipping game I could earn.
but if you're going to go for the model, would you want a model that's like all readily built, like what they're doing, or more something like a kit?
It depends on the model,
Yeah, it depends on the quality too.
right?
So the kits are really high quality. So
Okay.
They
but
are.
they don't
yes.
have all the ships, but they should be more affordable for you guys now, since they're now based in the US.
Yeah.
I just
If
don't
it
know
was,
where
if
they-
it's a ship, I definitely want to get myself a ship and then paint it in my style.
Yeah.
Right, because that's the always the thing is whenever I had miniatures, especially when I played like Warhammer 40k, they always had like, here are the different paint schemes for the different divisions of the army. I'm like, I took that book and just threw it away. I went, I'm gonna paint what feels right for me.
I want red with a blue backpack. That was me with Space Marines back in the day. Blue backpack. Why? Why not? But it's
There
not.
was one guy
bloody-
that painted.
Okay.
There was one guy that painted their Space Marines to look like Buzz Lightyear.
Some friends of mine made a My Little Pony army,
There's that too. So,
but they
yeah, no,
actually got
if-
the miniature pony heads and changed them, and they're all Chaos Marines, of course.
but if it's something the size of my living room, no, I'd rather have it pre-built and just assemble it.
Have some
Or
other guy
pre-painted and
paint.
just assemble it.
Yeah.
I'm not painting all that.
Well, I'm just looking at the Port Olisar again. I'm just like, where would I fit that in my house?
You wouldn't. You'd fit
I-
on the roof. You fit it on the roof.
Well, no,
That's where you fit it.
My living room might just fit it, but nothing else could go with it.
No.
No.
It's I like. It's a sort of thing like if you've got a massive stairwell, it goes there. Like if I had a stairwell, like I'd get the Lego Death Star sort of thing and hang it up in the middle of the stairwell or something like that. That would look great. That's sort of
I'm
stairwell
not gonna lie.
style
Start
thing.
just seeing my house, my current stairwell. I could do that. I've got enough room to hang a Death Star pointing, or Star Destroyer pointing down. Not just any Star Destroyer, but
The big
the big
Oh,
one.
the Executor.
Yeah, the Executor. I could have that hanging in my stairwell up on the main
SSD.
floor.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. That'd be really cool, yeah.
Go fund me, guys.
If I were to go for a Superstar Destroyer, I want the Lego variant though. I want to build that thing.
Fund Sarin's expensive
Yeah.
habits. Yeah.
So we know there was a lot of excitement, especially leading up to Doors Open.
Yes.
And if you guys watched or rewatched the Citizen Con, you saw the amount of hype that was during a couple of those panels.
Yes.
Especially, going to see the Hornet Mark II, just walking around that almost
Wow.
life-sized model.
That engine blast alone.
Oh, it was amazing. I love the sequence. The issue thing with it is though, it gets old really quickly. So after the first
I
two,
bet.
3 times, you're done with
Yeah.
it, and then it
Oh
keeps.
no,
So
definitely.
they turned it off for the second day. So we were really happy
I mean,
about that.
I would love to see a 1-to-1 scale Pisces. Just even
Yes.
a Pisces.
Oh yeah.
And
Walk in
yeah.
and just, take a photo of them sitting inside a Pisces.
I need to mention that to JR.
Yeah.
That's actually possible because the Pisces is.
It's not that big.
No, it's
Yeah.
small. It's about the size of like a Star Trek shuttle, a little bit
Yeah.
bigger. But
Yeah.
they had full-size
mean,
models of those because, well, it was easier
And
to
I'm
just
not gonna
build
lie.
that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but if you hire the right mechanic, you could even get a freaking Ursa made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That would be another option.
Or-
is
Ursa or a Lynx. Oh man, the Lynx.
If they do the Lynx,
The Lynx would be a little bit harder just because of the amount of glass it has. I think the Ursa would be easier.
Lynx Rover, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the new one. Yeah. So I'm just seeing if I can find an image for people.
New one, but
it's kind of
it's
I won't.
it's the
it's the pretty one.
It's the who makes the 890 jump?
Origin.
It's the origin one of the Ursa Rover.
Basically.
It's the I'm rich, get out of my way vehicle.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do something like that for next year, because they are looking for ways to top their previous years. Although at the same time, I'd rather for them to just release the game than try to top last year's CitizenCon.
Oh, actually, that's
yeah, fair.
There was a tough discussion about that.
Yeah.
I just hope what they kind of said at the CitizenCon this year is kind of true, because then me and Sarin might be able to go where it's Montreal next year.
Oh, if it's Montreal next year, I'll be so happy. Not gonna lie.
The image dump from Droid is god. The image dump from Droid just now is great, apart from the fact that it won't open properly. I'm gonna open all the browser tabs. Oh yeah, there we go.
Are these your personal pictures, Droid?
Yes, they are.
No.
Oh man, you got some great photos here. Hopefully Sliver can load them up.
I've just seen the 2 videos, and I'll do the videos last. But yeah, so we've got the main hall. Was this the first one?
Yeah, it was.
The main hall with the ship in the background. That was, I think that was life size, wasn't it?
It
wasn't full 1 to scale. It wasn't full 1 to 1.
Oh, was it not?
Close though. Close.
It was close. It was like 90%.
Okay.
Yes, it is really big.
They probably had an issue getting it through the door otherwise. I mean,
no, they built it there.
Yeah.
They built it there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
In the video they launched today, they show them building it. So yeah.
We got some shots of Olisar. It looks so much better on there. Actually, it looks very. That's insane.
I just want them to put that back in
so detailed.
Yeah, I think one of the community managers did an interview with the guys that made it. It's well worth a watch.
Fair.
It is interesting. So yeah, you can get a pretty decent size skill. Sadly, we were not allowed to get too close to it because they weren't entirely sure about how safe it was, since it's so big and heavy.
Yeah, you can see. Well, you can see the massive steel beams coming out the bottom of it. Like that thing ain't moving. Hopefully.
No.
What's this one? Retribution class?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's. Go ahead.
So that's the famous one that's been shown off for quite a while. It was first unveiled at the, I think it was the very first CitizenCon in China. They made especially for that. That was in a hotel, and there you can find a lot of videos about people visiting that one. And they've kept around since. I think it's gone to other bar citizens as well now.
Nice.
But that thing is insane, beautiful. The engines is my favorite bit about this one.
Yeah. Oh, they put
correct
little
me
lights
if I'm
in it as
wrong,
well.
but
Yeah.
when they designed this one, they worked off of the white box, right? Not even the gray box of it.
Yeah, mostly from the artwork.
Yeah. So this was built using all the concept art, and then they filled in, the missing areas with components that would have made sense for the
usual
manufacturer that built it.
Yeah, that's very cool. Like, that is insane.
And then I watched a video where they're using that actual model. They took high-res images of it for the guys to put it in game. With
That's
that
cool.
exact look.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. They are not above taking stuff from the community. They do pay for it, but they are not above taking stuff from the community to put in the game. Remember the... Oh, this.
I mean, they're not hiring the community to come working for them if they do a good enough job. I mean, look at Jared.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair.
Not just that, a lot of the language stuff is also from the community, including like they've had it's a community member that did some of the what's it called, the letter typing for the game, especially the alien languages.
Not the Vandal, the other one.
No, also the Vandal one.
Really?
Yeah, that's a backer, a guy from Germany called Chris Harrow. He also does the Xi'an writing.
Wasn't he there? I think he had a booth set up, and he was using calligraphy style writing, like Japanese calligraphy style, for the Xi'an, because he was transcribing people's commander names, like their player names, into Xi'an.
Yeah, he has a translation program on his laptop from our language to Xi'an, and he's also sold that one to CIG as well. So, like I said, CIG will take stuff from the community and they will pay for it as well if it's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gives you like,
is
just
massive.
Both of them are huge. Like, this is a huge model. Like, that is easy 3 meters long.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, didn't they show that in the recent bit when they were talking? Like, I caught part of one of the shows when they were talking about space stations, and they had that in one of the videos. I was like, oh,
not that one.
Yeah, you pick a different one.
If it was space station, it was either the Polaris or the
Bengal. Is it Polaris? I can't remember offhand.
Well,
I'd have to.
In the video that has the space station building, they show a Bengal.
Is it the Bengal? Okay.
Which the smaller.
The smaller variant of that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll wait for post CitizenCon atmosphere, because I know that there was a lot that happened and a lot that was discussed. And sorry, I'm going to try to keep this moving, otherwise we'll be here for like 5 hours if we don't. I'm going to go in order of how the scheduled panel went. Sliver, this is going to be an interesting topic for you to listen into because of your software development side. Panel on Brave New Worlds, where they introduced the Genesis system within the Star engine. Sarge, do you want to talk about that one for a little bit?
Well, see, yeah, like they introduced the new tech that they're gonna use to it from basically dumb it down, copy and paste worlds, but like it's gonna be, from what I could see, like heavily modular for different worlds. Of course, not every world's gonna be the same, but like they input sand, they input rocks, they put all the different terrains in. And then there's features on that, like they're gonna add different sound mechanics, weather, and I think a lot of us love the sound demo, especially when they drop the Moabs.
So yes, so let me touch base on a couple of those. So within the Star Engine, there's a couple of different things. The main thing is the planetary seeding, which they touched base on last CitizenCon. The way that works is it's using an AI algorithm noise burst. Right, so a 3-dimensional noise burst. They're taking that noise burst wavelength and mapping it onto a spherical plane, and then based on its relative position to the sun, the Star Engine assigns a geography to that world based on the noise burst elevation on the sphere. So
what?
peaks and valleys.
Sorry, what? No, I have to go and watch that video.
You need
that's from last year's. Okay, so now that they have a way to basically procedurally generate worlds, they don't have an artist there sitting, creating every single world,
which is stupid.
They now have introduced a way to seed the planet with colonies. So as you discover the world, as there's more traffic to that world, colonies will start to populate based on which faction is most dominant in the area. And it is going to be very much a living system.
Okay.
Right? So right now there is, they showed how they're going to be creating their points of interest. So there's going to be a central large distribution center, which, it's shipping out final product. Scattered around it within, a couple kilometers are going to be production factories. Scattered around those are going to be refineries and resource extractors.
Yeah. So it's not going to be those. So it's going to be they're doing a much smarter idea than than the other procedurally generated in other worlds we've seen before of like No Man's Sky and Starfield, where yes, they're randomly generated, but it's randomly generated. There's a little thing here, and there's a little thing over here. But you're actually going for, well, we've randomly decided the city goes here, and then it sort of is there. sort of thing.
It's only randomly generated upon first encounter. Once it's encountered, it gets pushed to persistent universe.
Right. So a bit closer to No Man's Sky of like, until you encounter a planet, they don't know what it's going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, so that's where the whole exploration gameplay loop is going to come to. You got to find the way to get to a system
for everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
Whereas, like, I'll see the same thing Sarin does. Like, he sees a cool bunker, just like, hey, let's go check it out tomorrow. Yeah, they'll still be there.
That bunker will be there, but whether or not it's owned by the same people is a different question. But it will be the same bunker. That's cool.
That's correct.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
right.
Yeah.
So you may discover a planet and there's nothing on there, but you come back a couple of weeks later because you've given that star chart to, whatever faction, and all of a sudden that faction's facilities are starting to populate that planet.
Is it on a single orbital plane? That's a good question. I don't actually know.
I don't know how to answer that, yeah.
They are looking at creating orbital paths, but I don't know if that has been implemented yet.
Yeah.
Or are you meaning more
planned?
Yeah. Or are you meaning more on is it a three-dimensional... Is the universe three-dimensional and you can go up, down, left and right, forward and backwards and find a planet? Or is it going to be you're on an orbit, you're on almost an universal plane? Like it's as infinite as they can make it in those directions, but up and down there just isn't anything. Yeah. Do you know if they're doing that? I'm going to guess they're going to be doing like
there
full
might
universe.
Be some slight up and down. I mean, it's going to be based off our galaxy essentially, because this is humanity in the future.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to see our galactic spiral as it would be.
Right. Okay. So they I mean, modeling it after the Milky Way, decent idea because it saves a lot of work.
I mean, if you're gonna ask up, down, left, right, it's probably gonna be in line to Elite Dangerous.
Okay, yeah. So you can
right?
just
you
point in any direction.
Some up and down, but once you go up to a certain point, you start losing planetary density, and of course, not all planets are gonna be viable.
Yeah. So it's
habitable.
Yeah. So they're modeling it a little more.
Pyro's a good example because it's got, I think, like 9 planets in Pyro right now.
Yeah.
And
something like that.
It's a complete wide range of habitability to inhabitable.
I'm probably butchering about the whole like star engine and all that. So like that's my understanding of it. So I would recommend, if you guys want to know more about the star engine and the Genesis system, go back and watch those segments, because if you are interested in the technology behind the game, and which is what's taken so long to actually get this game up and running, that will be where your key information is from.
Yeah,
definitely explains a lot. And all those different panels that Star Citizen CIG has put them into individual videos now.
Yeah,
they put
you
them on
don't have to
YouTube.
watch the whole stream anymore.
Yeah.
One thing that I was really excited about was, as Sarge mentioned, was the sound portion of the Brave New Worlds. They've added in the Doppler effect.
Yes.
Ooh.
And it works properly.
I mean, for everything from like ships to guns to explosions.
I mean,
to sniper shots.
Oh.
It
Yes.
was so awesome.
The bullet will hit you before the sound does.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually That sort of thing I'm surprised that nobody's really done before, but then again, there's very few games that have done it at this scale.
I mean, and it also wasn't something easy to do. And in the presentation, they show you that their mapping tool for the Doppler effect as well, right? So, like, again, that was like, I saw that. I don't fully understand it, but I loved it.
Yeah.
The new the terrain scaling as you approach the planet and how it loads the different areas to render.
Yeah, the different lots.
So basically, it's bringing in low distancing, but they smoothed it out by a whole lot. So you look at a planet, you see the big square that if you look at the dev tool, you see a big square. Okay, that's loaded in. But as you get closer, the load square gets smaller as more details start coming in.
Yeah, and it was really nice to see that. They showed the whole engine and everything in the background.
Like they were showing a lot of that, so that was beautiful.
Yeah.
They didn't really touch too much on the character creation other than the fact that they're adding new models and whatnot.
I mean, I think the character, having played with the newest character creator, which is a lot better than things. If they're just all they need to do is they can add to that. It's a decent character creator to start with now.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is people going to say, "Can I have more hairstyles? Can I have a little bit more? Can I make a fat one? That sort of thing."
Sorry, I just thought two other things they added. Clouds are getting a huge rework.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think you should skip beyond clouds and just tell them we're getting weather systems.
Yes, we're getting adaptive weather systems.
Oh God.
He'll do not help you from a lightning strike, guys, anymore.
Yeah.
Depending on your ship, it will be taken out, as we saw in the...
Oh, yeah, I saw that ship just go boom
great.
With that thunder strike. That was beautiful.
Cool.
It was amazing.
That's
but
worrying.
There's so much detail in that little segment as well, from the ship having trouble getting off the ground.
Yeah, even the Goose had trouble. Yep.
So the weather system not only being in a visual aesthetic, but also a physical, like the character being pushed back by the tsunamic wind.
Yeah, because they've got bits of that in for now that in different places. Like they've got semi-weather systems coming around some of the planets. Like off the top of my head, I can't remember the names of them. But like the snow.
Lorville.
Lorville. Yeah, Lorville. That sort of thing.
It's always raining in Lorville.
Yeah, it's always raining in Lorville.
Right.
It's always. It's not pyro. It's always fecking cold and blowy when doing a delivery and thing. Yeah.
New Babbage, you mean?
Not New.
New Babbage.
Daymar, yeah. The small side planets are small side planets. It's just so they're bringing those in. That's good because they've done a lot of work on that as well. You're saying that if your ship gets struck by lightning, it could explode. Well, that terrifies the absolute shit out of me because I'm regularly flying small things. So
if your shields are not strong enough, or if you're switching into nav mode and you put your shields down, you're gone. That random bit of lightning, boom, gone.
Cool.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where you keep your shields up until you go above the weather system.
Yeah.
If you're dumb enough to launch during a bad storm.
I mean, imagine doing trade runs. You're flying in to pick up a cargo, and there's a weather front forming. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna risk it, and go in, or just gonna go off and wait it out?
Or wait it out? Yeah. Like that's gonna be one of the things. Or do you think your shit? Or yeah. Like,
do you think you were going to be
so much more?
I'll do it any bloody way. I'm crazy, but
Also, getting new biomes.
Yeah,
because they've redone how the layers for the planets as well. How that all works together.
Nice.
And because of that, you'll get anything from desert to swamp to jungle. Really impressive.
Yeah, that was definitely impressive. There was so many things that they changed on there, and also the way species evolve based on biomes. So you could have the same species, but
Worms.
based.
Worms.
Sandworm.
Uh-oh.
Volcara.
Volcara, yeah. Basically, if you watch Dune, that's what you're in for.
Uh-oh.
It's a cross between the Dune sandworm and the crate dragon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it does not go down easily.
No, it does not.
No.
I mean,
You need like both ground forces and like fighters to deal with it.
Oh, its spin attack just took out a hornet in one shot. It was funny to watch.
Yep.
I saw that. I
That
was
was
like, oh, they're
gameplay
putting,
too.
yeah, they're putting
I was like-
RPG. They're putting roleplay RPG style bosses in and stuff like that. Like what?
But that all leads into another section that we'll talk about for the day 2. Quickly going to touch on. Finally, they're putting in orgs.
I was waiting for him to bring that up.
Oh my God, organizations finally.
Finally in game.
I will say this: I'm a little bit disappointed on the orgs. I think they can do more, but of course, this
It's a start.
I know it's a start. Yes.
It's a
They
start,
probably
and
will.
I do like the alliance system they have for
Yes.
orgs.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
could be mainly representing one org, but I could be affiliated with other orgs.
Yeah.
Right? And what that will do is I will gain reputation to the organization that I'm representing, but I can be called upon for missions for another org that I'm affiliated with.
Yeah.
So, and the way to find players, tutors, the whole social structure that they were working on for the Mobiglass, that I find really nice as well.
And it also
And-
leads to something we'll probably talk about later on in the podcast.
Mhm.
Orgs can also do things with NPC organizations.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, so making relationship with NPC organizations is going to be a big thing as well.
Yes. That allows you to unlock things from technology to access to, particular armors and whatnot. Ships, maybe. We don't know yet. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see where that goes. I think
Crafting.
yeah, we're getting there. But you did
Sorry,
mention
I'm too
armor.
excited.
You did mention armor, which was the next panel, dress
Yeah.
to kill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
So
right
much
now,
to think.
everybody runs around in heavy armor. Right? It's a thing. You just run around in heavy armor because if you don't, you're just gonna get shot.
And you can carry
However-
more.
Yeah, and carry more. However, now there's gonna be a detriment to heavy armor, and there's gonna be advantages to certain light armors.
Good.
And there become there. You'll get locations where you cannot enter with heavy armor.
Or weapons.
Or
weapons, yeah.
any armor or weapons at all. Just you have
Or
to
sorry,
use
let me rephrase that. Or visible weapons.
Yeah. They did hint at concealed weaponry. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they did hint
interesting.
at that. They did hint at certain armors having stealth mechanics.
Yeah.
They hinted, and that's armor sets. So if you're wearing a full armor set for stealth, you'll be harder to track because there will be scan mode in first-person shooter, and basically for ground combat.
Interesting.
Then there's going to be armors that are designed to be trackers, so they're a little bit more beefy. They have a bigger sensor suite, so they could easier track people. There's going to be your meat tank armors, which are going to severely impact your movement speed, but you'll be able to take a shotgun to the face and keep going.
Hell, in the video, he took a rocket launcher to the face and he's still standing.
Yeah.
Basically.
Because that
That's terrible.
was like a segue into the professions system.
Yeah.
Because I actually wondered with armors and stuff, like especially with certain ships, like you'd think like RSI and other heavyweight other like industrial ships. Yeah, heavy armor likely to be wearing, but like the origin ships, you probably needed to be wearing light armor to be able to even pilot the thing, because you wouldn't have the maneuverability to sit in the cockpit.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that is actually something that they did specify, that medium and heavy armor will hamper your piloting skill and maneuverability.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're
So,
leading into professions. They're gonna have armored for flying.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I mean, there already is. That you've got your racing armor, which is basically a enviro suit and helmet.
wet paper towel.
And great. You've got your light armor, which is what you basically will use for your fighter ships, and it has some EVA capability.
Yeah.
Right. Then there's going to be armors that don't have any EVA capabilities. So you have to wear a backpack that gives you that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. They're EVA, like they're adding the whole EVA system as well, like where like suits will either have some EVA capability, will excel in EVA capability, or if you're out of your ship, you're SOL if you don't have a tractor beam or something way to get around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So that's gonna be
makes
fun.
tractor
That's
beam
gonna be
like
amazing.
the guaranteed everyone must carry one sort of thing.
Maybe. All depends on your loadout.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do a mixed loadout. Like a master of all trades, but not
Well,
master of all trades. Jack
Jack of all
trades,
trades.
but master
Jack
of
of all
none.
Yeah, as well, you'll have your ship's inventory, so you could technically put on your pilot suit, like get into your ship, put on your pilot suit, pilot, get out the pilot seat, land, get out the pilot seat, dress into your heavy armor, go outside, deal with the arseholes sat at the door. But hopefully they're not aiming a tank at you. Running, stripping armor off, going, I need to get in the pilot seat, help!
Definitely excited to see more of that, because
and mixing of clothes and armor.
Yep.
Exactly.
So
Finally.
yes. So yeah, you if you're wearing like a duster cloak, you could put on light armor on top of that and look like a clone Wars Jedi or something.
Or I
Or a
could
bounty
do what I want to
hunter.
do right now. Proudly wear my Drake merch in game all the time.
I mean, well, or like the
'Cause
bugs you
Drake
could
Light.
get. The bugs you could get back in the day, where if you wore like a peaked cap or something like that, and then you put the helmet on, you were still wearing it.
Yeah.
Like that was a bit of a
I'd
bug
use that
because the
with
peak used
glasses
to
as
come
well.
out the front. Oh yeah, glasses, or you wear an undersuit and you can wear a t-shirt and like the leggings and stuff like that underneath it, so that when you get somewhere you can just take the undersuit off as a full armor set. That sort of thing.
Yep.
Like having a way to just to look the way you want, the kind of the way you'd want to when coming out of a ship, instead of just ending up, well, I'm now stark naked. Let me put my jeans on. Oh, I've forgotten to pack my t-shirt. Oh, fuck it. We all have a bra fitted. It's fine.
Right.
Stitch into the skin.
Yeah, right. We are all actually just clones.
We are technically.
I mean, yes. Death of the Spaceman sort of thing. Did they touch on that at all as a subject?
No, they didn't, because they touched on that last year, and I think like that you're not going to really see until Squadron 42 releases. I think
Some more of the
because you're I mean, in order for it to be really impactful, you're going to need more of the back-end systems functioning for that to actually have a larger impact.
Yeah.
They did touch on one thing though. The insurance bit. They specified that just having insurance is not enough. Just having insurance means you get paid back the value of your ship. You do not get your
value
ship
of the base ship.
base ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So every part that you invested into, you lose that. So it's just the base ship value that you get back, unless you get warranty. And warranty has like 3 levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first level, you get the base ship back. Level 2, you get the base ship plus equipment. and 3, I think you also get cargo and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And all your pledge ships that you bought in
Yes.
the real world are warranty level 1 automatically.
Okay.
So your
So you-
lifetime insurance that you have, it's only for the base ship, not any upgraded components.
Yeah.
So if you fly
And
if you
buy
fly
the
stock,
upgrades in-game.
who cares? If you fly stock all the time, then okay, fine. But if you spend
It's-
like half the cost of
but-
the ship,
But like all insurance, the more claims you have, the longer your outpayment is.
also, there's one really big reason why you want warranty. It's for the ships that you improve upon using the
Yeah.
crafting system.
Yeah.
You can upgrade them to higher tiers to make them faster, or have better shields, or more firepower, or just simply fly better. So
I have an interesting thing with this. Of course, like, what happens with PvP on this? Because
Careful.
Be careful. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, but that's the
Yeah.
thing. What happens with I'm flying around as Joe Nobody doing box deliveries in a souped up whatever? My Nomad. I've taken my Nomad. I've upgraded it a few times. I have maybe got the insurance on it. What is stopping some like the usual PvP gankers of most games from happening? Like, what's stopping
Nothing is going to
them?
stop them.
Or
Nothing is
stopping
gonna
that
stop
being the
them.
problem.
The thing is, it's your nav mode and combat mode. If you need to get away from them, you go nav mode and you just get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And there was something that they touched on at the SeasonCon that'll be a new feature.
Yeah.
So now with PvP and griefing and all that jazz, the UEE in-game, the in-game faction, the NPCs will now hunt down people with crime stats.
Okay.
They are
they
going
can't
to
just-
implement that.
They can't just sit around brios and nothing happened. No, eventually it's going to be like you've got a crime stat 1, you're going to have a Hornet on you. You have a crime stat 2, you're going to get some more ships on you. You start getting level 5 and level 6. Well, then here comes the Hammerhead and the Idris and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are actually going to be repercussions for it. Okay. Yeah. That's because obviously, like, I mean, they have this problem in various games. Like, obviously, Eve solved it by using like the UEE solution of you're in a lawful system, you will be hunted. Like the space station will turn around and just delete you from across the room.
And that's kind of what
yeah.
they talked on too. There will be lawful systems too, just like Eve, and unlawful systems.
Yeah, that's
Like Pyro's going to be an unlawful system. We know that.
Yeah. It's going to be intriguing how that all plays out, though. Of course, like if they don't get that balance right, or they don't come down hard enough on the people that are being arseholes and stuff versus people that are just being PvPers.
Oh, don't worry, the community is coming down hard enough on them.
Yeah, but it's still
as me and Sarin saw earlier this morning.
Oh dear. But there's still
you
that
missed
question.
that.
Yeah.
But he quit like 10 minutes after you left this morning. But you missed
Did
it.
he?
Oh no.
yeah,
But
that's something I need to touch on as well. They've mentioned the community area at CitizenCon.
Yeah.
But actually going by there and seeing those orgs in person, it's impressive. Like, you've got med runners, you've got defense industries, and those guys are what you're like talking about, like very organized, very like focused on one thing. So you got people like hunting down PvPers, and you got people coming in to rescue. I still love that the med runners actually came in and rescued Jared.
okay.
So yeah,
Jared went for a bit of a run and pulled his hamstring.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and after that, he ran some more, and he rolled around across the stage.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, he found out he could not walk.
Oh.
So
the med runners went and picked him up.
Yes.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like the Medrunners turn out to be an org of people that work at hospitals and stuff like that. Just out of sheer irony, they are actually medics.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah,
Because
they were also at the con, like dressed in hospital gowns.
Oh,
Yes.
Well done, guys.
T-posing in hospital gowns.
Yeah. Standing on the chairs.
Yup. Oh, they were hilarious.
I bet the conference building staff are like, why are people T-posing on the chairs? What's going on here? Everyone else around is
I'm
just
pretty sure
pissing
anyone
themselves
that's
like,
running convention has, seen weird shit before and is like, no, this is just what
They were
convention
too
is.
busy.
yeah.
They were far too busy. Like every location where you could get food or drinks was permanently swapped.
I mean, Jared stole pizza from a random passerby.
Yeah, it was good
Damn
pizza,
it, Jared.
but expensive. Good, but expensive.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed if that happened to me. I'd be like, fucking
No,
what?
you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I would. It's pizza. Especially if I've
It
queued
was
ran
time.
off
all,
with
he had a
dudes like
full,
really
pizza box. He just took a single slice from the guy.
Okay, fine.
But the slices were like 1/4 of the pizza.
Okay, no, I'd probably be like,
wow,
fucking
that's
excuse
pretty
me.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, and the pizza was probably like 20 quid, but like, that'd be a fiver, Jared. Now. A
I'm
fiver?
not far up there, like
Or one
or
of your
something.
ships.
think.
Yeah, give me a pizza slice here. Here's a ship in return.
Yeah, right.
I'll take that. I'll take that bet.
You know, I'll have the power lifter. That'd be fine.
I'm not gonna talk about anything to the Squadron 42. If you've not seen the Squadron 42 trailer, go watch the movie, essentially, because that's what it is. It's about an hour and a half long. Just go watch
Yeah.
it.
I think the one thing I'll say from
skip
that.
over my favorite segment though, Beyond Pyro.
I'm not skipping over that because Droid went straight to crafting, so I'm trying to backpedal a little bit.
But crafting, we barely touched on it.
Crafting is
But
day
Squadron 42, we have
Fair,
a date,
fair.
kind of. We have a
Okay,
year.
we'll mention that we'll mention that in a second. So
Spoilers.
beyond Pyro, so we are getting Pyro. I think with the recent posts, it's end of this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
It's,
sweet.
If they say in the monthly report for this last month that it is confirmed December for 4.0.
Nice.
So 4.0 comes with Pyro. It comes with the whole jump system. Comes, I think, with server meshing as well,
Yeah. And
Oh.
the mountain blaster.
and the engineering gameplay, right?
No, engineering got delayed.
I was going to
Engineering
say, I heard they pulled the engineering gameplay. I've actually been watching occasionally, a couple of minutes every now and again, of some of the people that are on Evocati and various other the non-disclosure 4.0 people. And it's like, okay, this looks kind of cool. That's kind of sweet. My computer's going to set itself on fire, but it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I need a better graphics card. I saw that weather system and I'm like, I need a better graphics card. I need ray tracing.
I need a better CPU for that stuff.
I got the better CPU. I need the better graphics card now.
I'm just sitting here where I could already do that.
Shut up.
I will definitely say I'm happy with the graphics card I've got because the Monster Hunter Wild, the next game that I care about is Wilds, and the demo for that worked fine mostly, apart from like there was a few places that they've actually said like, oh yeah, no, that's actually been fixed. It's actually just a bug in the demo of like when you turn around and you look at like 12 people in front of you and you get 3 frames a second when you were getting 60 facing the other way. It's like, okay, fine, they've fixed that. That's fine. But yeah, no, it's yeah, like
Yeah. But above Pyro, I think there was 2-3 other systems mentioned that they were ready to.
Nyx.
Yeah, there was Nyx, there was Vega. Vega, if you'll know it from the Squadron 42 demo, was the key battleground. So there's that.
Is Vega gonna be in PU? I thought they said no on that, right?
I think it was a different system.
Yeah.
Because they were showing Vega, like, I don't. Hang on.
They did show it on the map, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's Castra, Terra, Pyro,
Castra, yeah.
Santa.
And Terra was the last one
Nyx.
mentioned.
Yeah, Nyx-
Terra's last.
So, yeah.
I think Vega's gonna be exclusively Squadron 42
Yeah.
until it's fully built in game right now.
Oh, Sherman.
Yeah, that's Kestra. Sherman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sherman is the
Kestra.
base.
That's gonna
isn't it?
be my new home planet once it's in. Is Sherman. I'm going to build a cottage outside that base.
If you'll be allowed anywhere near that military installation.
It
It
will
was
be because
former.
it's a former military installation, and it's gonna be a lawful system, so you can buy claims there.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You might
But
need to get citizenship before you can actually buy something.
Oh, trust me,
Yeah.
that once the citizenship story is in game, that's the first thing I'm burning for.
Yeah. All right. Since we're talking about land claims and everything, let's go to crafting your home.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're
Go,
now
Droid.
on day 2. Now we're into day 2. Droid, go.
So this is the bit I've been waiting for so long. When they
Actually,
teased
everything
this
from
bit
day
on
2 is
like
what you've
day
been waiting
1, I was
for.
just like bouncing in
Yeah.
my seat. But yeah, we're getting crafting. Everything
Yeah.
from weapons to armor to tools to buildings to vehicles to ships to
Space station.
stations.
Yeah.
And then dry docks in space. And let me
Yes.
chain- oh wait, I have one space station. Let me chain it to another space station.
Why not 2 space?
Yeah.
Why not more space station? Why not both?
I think you could have a hexagon chain of space stations.
So that
Yeah,
That's
hexagon
just the start. We know they're eventually gonna
yeah.
it'll be both.
Well, so
Who
that
knows how many-
actually, I'll say that hexagon image. I think it was a hexagon, and everyone went hexagon. No, they had more going off on one direction. They still had more on there. It was just everyone went, oh my
So
god.
what you were seeing was one node. So I'm gonna say one corner of the hexagon. One node was that was all your storage, right?
Hmm.
Your shipping facility. You know that's where your freight is coming in and out, right? And then you had another one that was like your hangar bay and your defense system. Then you have the other one that was your dry dock. But like Jordan was saying, crafting from everything. Like they've even said you'll be able to set up your own store for people to come in and buy product from you.
Yes. We're including the system to be able to lock stuff to the floor.
Yeah.
So people can't just walk in and walk out with stuff.
Yeah, until they buy it. So it's locked to the show floor until they buy it. Then they can remove it.
Interesting.
Yep. And like I hinted at before, everything's going to be tiered. So when you make a gun, you can make any variant you currently have the blueprint for. Blueprints can be found in the verse, they can be researched, or they can be earned.
Faction rewards.
Right, exactly, just that. And this is for everything. This is for weapons, it's for armor, clothing, I think, probably as well. And, well, ships, buildings.
Weapons, subsystems.
Yeah.
Everything.
And with the buildings, it's also, like, really interesting, because there's buildings for resource gathering, like mining stations.
There's the mention.
But also, it also works for crafting stations, being able to build things faster. And fuses, like ship parts.
Yes. Oh god,
And-
fuses are going to be a big part.
Especially if you get higher tier ones, where they last longer or they can just handle more power. So I'm looking forward to this so much.
Yeah, I mean, so and what's going to be interesting is now, you know, the various creatures that you need to go hunt. So you know the Copian horns or the pearls from the sandworm.
Anything.
You're
The
gonna have to find-
materials,
The materials are going to have various qualities as well.
qualities,
wanna
and
build-
effects on the weapon.
Yes.
Quasi grazers. The quasi grazers.
So like your first, let's say a weapon requires 2 different materials to make. The first material is going to determine the quality of the weapon. The second material is going to determine how fast you craft it. So like there's just so much variation. Like crafters are gonna have a fun time. That you're gonna have your farmers and breeders, because in order to make certain things you'll need certain plants and animals. So Kiki, start dusting off your breeder skills.
We need that leather for the seats, damn it.
Yeah.
We'll get the actually no, we'll need
gatherers.
well, we'll need gatherers. I mean, yeah, we'll have gatherers, but I don't know. I was thinking about Naya's crew. What was their name again?
I don't remember. I mean, I know Federation are looking into all like the mining and crafting stuff.
Alfred. They're the breeders.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get Alfred. There you go. Just have him set up a base beside us, for breeding. We'll need gatherers. I mean, if we want greeblers, we'll hire Ghost Industries.
Oh god, when Lucian finds out that you can build that like the level of building stuff that's in this, it's gonna be like.
So these
Lucian...
are prefab buildings. You don't like you can greeble the inside to shit, but the base building itself is basically it's a prefab. It's a predetermined blueprint.
But
Yeah,
they
but
did hint that this is just tier 0 base building.
That is true.
I bet you anything they'll bring in custom.
I mean, the modularity you've got
system.
already.
They have to, because that's a huge player base if they bring that bit in. Like
But it's also going to be. I understand.
It's a lot to like. Yeah, I don't know the whole software side. Probably Sliver does. But I know that would be heavy to.
But
bring
I
in.
mean,
with the
thing is with prefabs, that's not going to stop what some people will do of working around the system to get things to look the way they want by clipping things through stuff and exploiting little issues and stuff like that. If you give them obviously yes, you can go the whole hog and end up with problems like you get in like Atlas where you've got individual panels. I can see them going a halfway house of here's a large wall section. It can look one of these 5 ways, and you can attach it to this corner piece and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You can get a little bit how they've done the space stations. They've got a lot of modularity with it.
Yeah.
Like you have prefabbed bits and then you stick other bits on it. Maybe you can have like a round bit and a square bit and another bit, and you can sort of tie them together. There will be things for the group for the greeblers and builders to actually really look into, because also you'll need that sort of flexibility.
Like the prefab system in No Man's Sky.
Yeah, a little bit like
exactly.
that.
That's what I was gonna link it to. Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit probably closer to that is what I'd expect, because you'll still want to be able to like work around the terrain. Like if you've got a massive cliff, you might want to actually, put a tunnel off the side, put a walkway off the side and have it just down below, so you have this beautiful panorama view off the edge of a cliff, sort of thing. Which you wouldn't be able to
and there
do
will
with
be
certain prefabs.
there will be options for like stairs and whatnot. It's just I think that going full customization like Arc and Atlas
that's probably too far because of the sheer scale of what they're planning to do.
I think that would cause a lot of server side issues
unless they figure a way around that. I mean, there are ways to make that less problematic, but it's still like, I mean, they're already playing with massive numbers of items anyway, like all the different things at the moment, all the semi prefabs they've got at the moment, kind of all look
Here's
different.
the funny thing: inside and outside the building are 2 separate servers, technically.
Two separate things. But well, depends how much glass they have.
No.
Well, I mean, you can look at you can fly past a window on one of the current things, and you can see inside. You can see what's going on inside. It's exactly what you see on the outside. So it's not exactly 2 separate servers. They're doing something weird with that, I'm guessing.
It's the whole server meshing is like it is a separate server, whereas the entities are in that server, but it communicates
Yeah, they're doing that.
location. And that was talked about last year. So if like the server home meshing thing, this like Sliver, you'll probably understand it a lot better than most of us will. I'd recommend you go watch that.
I need to go watch that one. I didn't know that was last year's thing, because I remember I remember hearing people talking about it. I was like, where do I start? Because they don't link these. They don't do write-ups on the blog post that I can find with Google. That would be too easy.
No, go watch last year's Star Citizen and just the whole server meshing component of it, and I think you'll look and go, holy shit.
I haven't looked at it yet, but the Federation Discord has a channel where they do a lot of like game update dumps.
Yeah,
and there's one of the backers. He does write-ups for everything Star Citizen puts out. So I would not be surprised if you can find one of his in there about these things.
Yeah, like it's the it's one of the one of the patch note bots they've got in there, because they have SC patch notes, SC news, various other ones from Star Citizen and Reddit. Yeah, these are all
do
like
it for every single patch, but they also do it for Inside Star Citizen, and from the looks of it, they also did it for Citizen Con. Yeah, like bullet points about everything.
Search server meshing. The first thing comes up is the Evocati 4.0 playtest. Okay. Yeah, it's just. They actually have posted some updates about the server meshing testing update, but it's. I mean, the thing is, this is one of the reasons why you see a lot of things like Ark and Atlas that have massive limitations on their building system, just because the engine they're using has limitations. Like even Satisfactory, they have an upwards limit of, I think it's 2 million items or something stupid like that. Like, and that's major objects in the game. You can break past it, game stability suffers. Because Star Citizen are basically building their own engine. Yes, it's based on the old
CryEngine.
The old CryEngine and Lumberyard. But that was almost 10 years ago. They had that. They've had 10 years of actually just completely rebuilding it from there. So they can do a lot of things that a lot of other games that are using prefab game engines can't, because they are going from scratch. Like, I mean, there's no way in hell you'd want to do in Unreal the flight mechanics for a ship. Where this was one I was reading actually the other day from Chris Roberts. It's an old post by him, but like on a lot of games, when you do flight mechanics, you are a ball that happens to have a spaceship attached, and all roll and everything like that is done based on this ball, and your acceleration, everything is based on the ball in the middle, and that it just kind of works like that. The way they're doing it on, like you see on Star Citizen, is they take the mesh of the ship and figure out the distances where all the thrusters and everything are, and do proper twist mechanics and weight mechanics and offsets for everything. So if you blow a wing off, you might not be able to fly anymore. And that like this is known. The flight mechanics and flight model are already in there. That sort of thing takes a lot of work in pre-made game engines, and this is one of the things that they will have worked a lot on to make work nicely. And they've got to model that into server meshing. So you could be on this server and someone else could be on this server over here, and you're both flying a ship that's got 15 billion calculations. Who crashes first?
Speaking of crashing, Squadron 42 demo. So
did it?
I think if the game hadn't crashed during the demo, Squadron 42 would have been slated for release next year.
No.
However, since it did crash 3 times during the playthrough that they had, Chris Roberts did say it is pushed back to 2026.
I mean,
I think it was going to be 2020 regardless.
yeah.
I
I think
two
he's just
things on the Squadron 42. One, they have confirmed in dev posts that computer was thrown out a window.
Oh, that's what that was doing on the floor in Manchester. Right, okay.
And two,
Their head office is in Manchester.
I think Chris Roberts learned from years past, and he put the 2-year mark of 2026 as do or die. It's got to be out by that point, but it could come out earlier.
Yeah. I think
that's he's learned to not overpromise anymore.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, if they're at the point like they said that it's feature complete, so this is basically a 1.5, 2 years of QA polish, get the things in, get it tested, get it fully like let people break it, and I'd rather they take 2 years. Like there are development houses that will have taken how Squadron 42 is right now and released it.
Yeah,
and. And either managed to fix it, cyberpunk style, or pulled the game again, Concord,
Yeah.
or or insert other game that's made a meme recently, and like there are two big things for that. Is like I'd rather they've taken this long on it. They shouldn't rush it now.
No, I wouldn't want
Get
to
it
become
right.
another Batman Arkham Knight.
But also
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk got fixed though.
It did. But then, and this is a single player game. Single player? It is single player.
Yes.
So it's like it's got that
42
advantage.
is single player, yes.
Yeah, it's got that advantage that it doesn't have to deal with any server stuff. Although they're trying to make it compatible with the server. That Star Citizen side, like borrow the assets and fix it later for that.
That's the funny thing, is the Star Citizen assets are borrowed from Squadron 42.
Exactly. But the other thing is, I'd rather they take 2 years of it and not have to crunch. Not have to rush at the end and just, oh my god, I need to get it out of the house. No, do that now. Take the extra time.
How many games have been ruined because all of a sudden the deadline's coming and, the ending is just not satisfactory.
Yeah. Yeah, they've. I mean, irony with that name. They've done great things with the time they've taken on that. They still crunch. I think actually did Coffee Stain crunch for that? I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, I know they said that there was a large amount of news posts about CIG crunching for the CitizenCon, and I mean, me and Droid actually talked to one or two developers that were at the Bar Citizen event beforehand, and it's just like, yeah, there was a bit of crunch. We were asked to stay, like they asked us to stay like maybe up to an hour extra, a couple of nights a week, to get it done. It's just like, oh, okay.
8 articles were.
Yeah, it's
that's because the person who leaked it to that media source apparently has a
Grudge.
axe to grind. Yeah, he says he has a bit of a grudge.
I have a feeling they don't work there anymore at this point.
No.
Maybe not.
Yeah, and it's that sort of thing.
I
It's
do
just
know
like,
they have some people they have issues with and they will get rid of, but
yeah,
who knows?
but it's like it's. I mean, all as well with some of these is all it takes is one person to say, oh, they're probably crunching, and then Kotaku and PC Gamer N will just generate a post about out of bloody nowhere that they've had backed up and just post it, and then all the other ones copy them, and then it's just like, well, suddenly 30 news articles are about us crunching, and I think none of us mentioned this.
I mean, I honestly think half of these articles, because of how similar they are, just written by this, Chat GPT or something, and then regurgitated.
Well, the thing is, as well, I mean, this is something in the gaming news industry anyway that really annoys Kremlik, is that a lot of the time a post is written and pushed out and not fact checked or is actually wrong, and they won't repair. They just post it out to get the clout or whatever they've just said, whether it's right, wrong, made up, whatever, and then they'll after literally 2 days, because that's all that matters. They will either redact it, refactor it, change it, fix it, but it's 2 days later. everyone's copied it and thingied it. It's now irrelevant, and no one goes back to check ever. Like, if you go back and check, some people don't even bother fixing those sort of posts. So like, the better news places will go back and fix them most of the time, but it's not always. It's yeah.
And this is why, you know, I'm like, let's wait a little bit, let's see how things go, and then we'll talk about it, because diving in too deep too quickly, it's like there's not enough time for all the information to come out.
Yeah, I mean, it's why actually, ironically, I trust streamers more than I trust news articles these days, for especially for games, because you can go up to a stream, like even someone who is sponsored by a game, and you can go into their stream, you say, hey, is this actually any? Or you can watch them, and they say, hey, is this any good? And most of them will say, like, if it's really good, they'll be like, yeah, this is absolutely amazing. And if it's not, they'll be like, this is the sponsored segment. And you're like, cool. Nice one on getting some money. Have fun.
I am contracted to say yes.
I am, yeah. I am contracted to say yes. This is a good game.
I'm contracted to encourage you to download the game and try it for yourself till at least level 20.
Yes. And make sure you use my affiliate code when you sign up, so that when you get to level 20, it knows that I was the one that sent you over there for this definitely not a gacha game.
Right.
I finally had a gacha game that I looked at and went, I would have actually debated this. I actually had an advert for Honkai Star Rail. I was like, I'd actually have debated that if you'd given it me like 6 months ago. Instead, I keep getting for ones like, what was it? Was it Hogwarts? Oh, no, Monopoly, ironically. A Monopoly mobile game.
Oh, God.
I should have got Cades on for it. I should have got Cades in it.
Yes.
He would have killed me.
Shame on you. You should have.
But
I'm making new Monopoly games.
Mobile games. So it's a cash grab microtransaction bullshittery. Yeah. Like,
yup.
I mean,
I've seen the one you're talking about.
Yeah, you've had the same one, because they're targeting small people. It's like, oh yeah, you could earn $1,500. It's like, in which fucking universe? I might get 20.
Or the biggest one right now is the one where you like own virtual plots of land.
God, those are still going.
I've even seen that, and I don't stream.
Those are still going.
Yeah,
like technically, I own like an inch of the moon or something stupid like that. It's like, yeah, that's not a what. Okay,
congratulations.
I own 20 meters squared of this arbitrary thing that you can increase exponentially because math. Cool, excellent.
But that is all the panels. Now, after the announcements, Droid, what do you feel was the overall crowd atmosphere at the end of the expo? Was it as hyped as it was at the beginning? Was it a little bit less hyped? Was there some grumbling and disappointment? Were people actually excited for the progress that they've made?
Less about the progress, but people were hyped by what they saw in Squadron. And the people that did not care for Squadron, they were looking forward to other stuff, especially like the non-combat side of things. There were people that was like, yeah, we're not really big into PvP, and other than PvP, there's not that much that grabs us. And what with all the reputation orgs, crafting, all that, they're saying like, you know what, we might just go in for ourselves now and play, have fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was positive. People were positive.
There was part of, I can't remember which particular one it was, but there was a good like 15 minutes segment on like the various player types of like the PvE, the PvP,
that was actually the last segment.
Was it the very last segment? Yeah. And just how. Yeah, sorry, PvP, PvE, non-combat, and I watched all that. I was just like, okay, good. So they're actually starting to think and publish about the greater MMO aspects of the game, because at the
'cause
moment
that was one of the biggest questions is like, what kind of game is Star Citizen?
Yeah,
it's the kind of game that you make it to be.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game where you make your gameplay, but you can't. They're at least they're definitely putting in enough thought and extras to make it that there is gameplay there. It's not completely make your own gameplay. It's come in here and go do a couple of box missions because you're a new pilot. Oh right, you've run into these bad guys. There's actually an org over here of players who like shooting bad guys. Go, that sort of thing. There is going to be it's going to be interesting of how deep and varied it gets, and how.
But it's also going to allow and there is going to be opportunity for people that don't have an org to still play solo.
Yeah,
it's just not going to come into testing anytime soon, and that is whether it's the computer program to run your turrets or an actual NPC character that you hire on.
Yeah. Or if you,
right?
but also you could be hired on technically as an extra bod. I'm guessing they'll have that sort of thing in as well to and fly across the universe by just joining on a hammerhead and hoping you don't get blown up.
And
so on,
your performance will be evaluated, and you'll get a rating at the end of it if you complete the mission. So
yeah, and it's like I am actually glad to see that they're starting on that sort of thing. It's going to be the thing that's going to come out of this, that side of it the most, is the longevity of it. Like, obviously, it's had a fair longevity already, but that's because there's always new things every 6 months or so of new game changes, improvements, that sort of thing, or new mechanics that are coming out. When it's gone 1.0, the interesting thing for me is how fun is this going to be immediately? How fun is it going to be in 3 months' time, 6 months, a year? How much are people going to be coming back to this? What are they going to do to keep the player base there?
The biggest thing that's going to keep the player base there is going to be the base building, honestly.
But also other content.
It's going to be the player base itself.
Yeah,
the player base itself and the base building is because I don't foresee base building to be something that you will be able to rush.
No,
not for the people that start fresh. Those all go through the entire. I call it a tutorial. It's not really, but moving through the game, getting to know the game, finding out what kind of gameplay you want.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, the experienced people, the backers like us, we're just going to rush into the things that we want to do like straight away. And there's going to be base building, and we're going to build bases. We're going to build. But
here's the thing:
and
you'll build. And I'm just going to stop you there. But yes, I'm going to build a base on the starting planet.
Yeah.
But so is everybody else.
Yeah.
The biggest
New
thing
Babbage is going to be an absolute shit show,
right? And that's the thing is, do I want to build it as a backer? Do I want to build a base on a starting planet? Or do I want to send out a team of explorers to maybe find a planet that's more suitable to our wants and needs?
Yeah. But also what happens with, obviously, you've got certain levels of permanence in the universe of like the auto generation of the permanence, as you said right back at the beginning. How does that play into it with player made bases as well? What happens with those? Do they degrade? Do they get taken over? If a group of players disappear for 6 months, like, what happens? Is that base just, it's kind of still there, or does it get blown up? Does it get raided? Do things get destroyed, or does it deteriorate? Like,
and it can be captured.
Yeah,
you can capture bases. So bases will require an upkeep, maintenance. Yeah. Otherwise, they become decrepit.
Yeah. Okay.
The only thing that you can build that can't be captured is the star bases. They did say that in the video. You could raid them, but you can't capture them.
There will be raid windows. So you will in order to raid another base, you have to go take out the local shield generator.
Yeah.
And that kind of alerts the base to incoming raid or so. So they are trying to balance out the PvP aspect as well.
Yeah.
depending on where you are, like if you're in a high sex system or a low sex system, like there's shield systems in the the high security areas, but if you go to a lawless area, there's only going to be a shield if you yourself placed it.
Yeah.
And if you're not maintaining it, it'll go down.
Yeah.
There'll be no defenses.
But I mean, with that sort of thing as well, that's if say you come in and you spend with your group of about 8-10 mates, you spend the first like week or two just traveling the feck out in a random direction, find a planet, build a base, have fun for like a month or two, and then go, right, okay, well, this new game's out, let's go play that for a bit. And then you come back 3 or 4 months later, and what? Like, if you come back and your base that you like made sure you were relatively far out is either taken over or destroyed or has degraded or stuff like that, like what are you going to do as a player? Are you going to be like, oh well, I'll just carry on, or are you going to be like, oh fuck that, I'm just going to go back to the game I was just playing? Like,
I mean, and that's the risk with this type of MMO is if you want to have that kind of base and outpost, you're going to have to be able to commit to it. If not, you're better off just living out of a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, or high sec.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
it's kind of the thing of some people want to try and experience that stuff and then get put off by some of the bits. And I mean, there's gonna, like, obviously there's a reasonable bar to entry to this game. Like, you kind of have to commit a little bit, just because it's not a cheap game. I mean, it's not a cheap game. The base, I think it works out for the base. Like, Squadron 42 will do a lot of work for getting people into the universe. Like, that's going to be, I expect that to be a 50-60 quid game. I don't actually know how much a license is at the moment for like the base game.
I think it's cheaper.
Really?
I think it was like $40.
10 years ago. I don't think you can. Can you buy a license at the moment? I actually don't know. If you can't buy a license, I thought you couldn't get a license for it at the moment, so I've not even looked.
Huh.
Like, obviously, you've come in, you're probably going to play Squadron 42 and you go, oh yeah, I want to see what the rest of the universe is like. And then, I mean, at the moment, you look at it and you're like, oh, I need to spend, I think, the cheapest starter ship with, because you need a ship and the license of the game. I think the cheapest is like 60 quid. Which is, for a game that's got as many hours as Star Citizen has to do things, like, it's so flexible, is not much, but it's still a fair barrier to enter. It's still a fair bar to get your head over to go, I do want to play it. But then again, so is stuff like, you get MMOs like WoW and stuff like that. It's going to be it's going to be interesting what they get, how they get to that.
So I'm looking currently at a starter package. The cheapest one I see right now is the Aurora, and that's €50.
50 euros, and that's just the Aurora and a starter pack.
Copy of the game.
Does it come with Squadron 42 though?
No.
I don't.
Yeah,
No.
I'm guessing you can't get Squadron 42.
So they pulled the Squadron 42 package a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I can find, Squadron 42 will not be sold anymore in the stores. If you have a package that you've pledged on previously that had it, you still do, like my original package and probably Droid and Sarin's thing.
Yeah, I have one.
But any existing packages, they've taken them out now.
Right, okay. Okay, here we go. What will the separate games cost, actually? I just found it on RSI. It's an old transmission, so whether it's still accurate or not, transmission is a blog post. Base price for either an Aurora starter package with PU, Persistent Universe, or the Squadron 42 single player will be $45. So it's $45 for the game. If you'd like to add one or the other, Squadron 42 to PU or Persistent Universe to Squadron 42, it'll be $15. These prices are not final and are subject to change with future promotions. So actually, it sounds like they're going to do, like, if you have a base game, if you have Squadron 42, 20 quid will get you an upgrade to the main game. Whether or not you get a good ship, any what kind of ship you get with that is a good question. But with, like, I can see that definitely from the other side of, you have a base game package, for the persistent universe, and you go, actually, I want to play the game. 20 quid? Okay, fine. That's fine. Okay, I'll spend that on a night out and not think twice about it. It's like, okay, fine, I'll have that for like what's hopefully going to be like probably a 50, 60 hour.
At the point where they release Squadron 42, if that's what you're interested in, and then you want to partake in the persistent universe, there's free flies all the time, and I bet you they'll continue that even after 1.0 just to get some people in.
Yeah.
And also, with the crafting system, you can buy the $45 starter Aurora.
Yeah.
Get into a decent org, and they can help you craft a starter, a medium ship, a large ship, whatever you want to play with.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the thing is like it is very much an MMO. Like, it is designed to be played with multiple people.
Yeah.
Right. Like, as much as there is going to be content for single player games, if you want to really get into more of the stuff.
Yeah.
It's an MMO.
It's going to be more of a you're in an org. There will be single player content you can do like hauling and stuff like that, where like or even hunting fugitives and stuff like that. Is like there'll be some of that you can do single player. There'll be some of that you can do organizational.
I mean, even then, like space-based PvP, as long if you fly in and there's two ships to your one, you're not making it out of there. Just run.
Yeah, but some people will try it.
Some people will try it. Just make sure you're not wearing anything valuable.
Well, yeah, that's fair. That's fair, and that's also going to be the thing of what like. Obviously, we've touched on insurance for like ships and things. I'm intrigued as well about like the personal items, like the random armors you've got. I'm not sure what they're doing with those.
with the random armor pieces right now, where you have to go back to your body to get your gear, especially if you like that gear. But they have said eventually there'll be a claim system for armor, gear, and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you lose it for a month or something like that.
They're going to implement that all in there so that you don't. If you don't want to fly back to your body, you just hit the claim button and play it the next day.
Yeah, so it's not as long, because they don't want that sort of thing abused. If I died, I'm going to reclaim it, and then I've got my armor back the next hour. It's like you might have to wait a week, but that's kind of fair.
Especially for the players like Sarin, where he's got a nice streamer set that he collected after many hours of playing.
Yeah, my white armor that people have literally ran into me because I turned off global chat just to ask me about it.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, they're like, "What armor set is that?" I'm like, "Well, it's the ADP chest and arms, Defiance legs, and the mandible helmet." Where'd you get the helmet? Off of that boss I killed during the last event.
Oh,
right. And then when I lost it, Sarge so graciously bought me a new one.
Perry's wallet, I was gonna say.
Nice. Yeah, I know. Because I've got like I've got the suit that gets me shot on sight.
You had a Ninetales art.
I have the Ninetales cat bright pink cat armor.
Yeah.
But that's because like one of the. Well, I also normally play a female character. I also normally play a female avatar. So like, why not? But it's just like, yeah. And anyone that asks me why, it's like, well, why would I want to look at a man's ass every day wandering around a game?
There was the one in-game event me and Sarin protected where we went to steal an Idris, and he was super bad for that. But yeah, the guys with us kept putting on the Xenothreat armor, and I kept killing them. I didn't know who it was.
That is the first time in my life I've ever been accused of hacking and cheating in a game. adamant that I am cheating, to the point where I on stream opened up my control panel and went, "Here's everything that's running on my computer right now."
Wow. People are stupid.
Super bad. Nobody could kill him.
And you know what? And they went, "No, okay, you're good." They actually went, "No, you're not cheating. You've encountered an actual glitch in the game. We are no longer mad. We will stop trying to steal the ship from you because it's currently not working."
Yeah. Dear.
I don't know. I somehow healed at the same point that my character technically died, so it put me into some sort of invulnerable state.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
that's
took over an interest.
And-
then 5V.
Basically.
right. And then the server restarted and you died.
I think
we had
we
to log
lagged.
out, right? Yeah.
I had to log out. Yeah, something happened. My time was up. I had to log out.
Aw.
We left the interest in someone else's hands, but it was fun.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, we asked some rando in general chat, and he flew to our position and took it from us.
It's like, hi, I have an interest. I have an interest. Who wants it? Like, me, baby. It's like the rest of the chat lights up. It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Mine? Dear. Right.
It was funny that these guys are unloading a full Demico LMG into me, and I'm just standing there in proximity chat going, stop, you're tickling me.
Stop. That tickles. Owie.
It'll be nice in 2 weeks when the Polarises are in game.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out, so if you guys are interested in seeing any of it, by all means, jump into my channel and take a look, because I will be playing that quite frequently now that there's no current Star Wars game for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, so when's 4.0 roughly due to land?
Sarge?
It says in the reports like December. I'm gonna bet you like the last
Christmas.
week of December probably.
Christmas.
Because like it is, from what I've seen, and you said you watched some streams earlier, it is fairly stable. There is quite a few bugs with the jump hole right now. Like half the time it doesn't let a big ship in, half the times it only lets the small ships in.
Yeah.
And when people land on planets, it's very stable, but there's no NPCs because they haven't thrown those in. So that's a lot of entities once they throw the NPCs in everywhere.
Yeah, so them
They're
doing
doing a semi-big test tonight. It's a 380 server mesh test, so that's
Okay.
the biggest one they've done in a few weeks.
Nice. That's interesting.
What was the largest stress test they did for server meshing?
1,000 so far. I think it was 3 servers. There was a 1000. So it's so the first number is the amount of servers they have running, and then the second number is the player cap. So tonight will be 4 servers at 380 player cap.
per server? So that's 369.
And they're apparently
No,
going to
no,
try
that's
to
three-
that's
that's
1500.
1500. That's 380 total.
380 total.
total.
Oh.
380 total players. So 380 divided by 4.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because I know they've
Right, 'cause-
tried 100 on a server, and it's a little. Yeah, it did work.
Actually, no. 100 on a
100
server
is
is currently the standard.
Well, I remember when they
So-
first tried that, and it kind of worked. We remember you, fourth
So-
floor.
380 for 4 servers would be a step back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's probably
Yeah,
that
'cause-
probably gives like 20 spaces for like NPCs and admins and stuff like that, because they
And
have to do that.
The way that I've seen them test it too on the few streams that aren't been NDA, because usually when they haven't found out if the one tonight will be NDA or not, because it based on each testing run is they announce it or not.
Right.
But some of the testing groups they've done, where the last ones have been 250, they've wanted 250 people to log in in Stanton first and try like the pyro jump gate
Right.
to see if the server meshing will work as people are transitioning.
Yeah, trying to do worst case scenarios of 250 people jumping at the same time. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Right.
crashing
Well.
into each other at the other end.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they fixed that. You do not exit the wormhole at 3,000 meters per second anymore. They fixed
Aw.
You don't. Oh.
Aww.
it. Even though that was the best videos in the world,
It's like, and there's and I've left.
because I don't know how many people crashed into that station that's only like a click away from the jump hole.
Hey, I'm at the
Right.
station. I'm through the station. I'm into the next station.
Look, Mom, a railgun.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one, yeah.
Sarin can to attest to this. How many stations I've flown into? That would be me.
Yeah.
I mean, not just you, but Temp as well. You guys have a tendency of going full throttle and then going to look at doing something else or playing with your Moby glass. And I'm just watching you go, what the hell are you? You're not slowing. Boom. You idiot.
I still think the most annoying one I've had recently, which actually made me rage quit that day, was just like I came in on planet, and I came in on the dark side of the planet to do a box mission. I just picked up like 4 or 5 boxes. I was like, okay, cool, fine. I see the horizon. Yep, I orientate my ship correctly, and like slowing down, and then suddenly the planet hits me in the ceiling.
What?
Yeah, I was very confused. I was coming down like that, and then the planet hit me at the top. I was like, "What?" All my like I because obviously the fake horizon on your heads up. I had that the right way up. Everything was correct. I just went, "I've had enough for today," and walked off. I was like,
I mean,
that was when new box missions just come in as well. I was like the new cargo. I was like, "Ah." But yeah.
Oh, things were so janky.
Yeah, I wonder if they'd had something upside down in the UI, because it was like, yeah. Oh well. Anyway, I think
we've gone over everything. We've had a good chat. So that's
decoration.
The what?
Decoration. I talked about decoration at CitizenCon, like being able to decorate like the prefab buildings, and
that was during crafting your home.
Yeah.
So that's what we talk about greebling, being able to, you get your prefab building and then there's nothing inside, so you put down what you want inside, very similar to Starfield.
Yeah.
Yep. But we kind of glossed over that because we went straight on to greebling the outside, and that not being possible, which is why I'm bringing it up right now. So you can greeble the inside of your bases just fine.
With stuff you've stolen from everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many people are going to have a cargo box that just says deuterium in there? I'm just like, yep. Oh, sorry, container.
Cargo box? I'm gonna have a freaking mannequin for each person I kill and take all their armor from.
I'm just gonna have a giant cargo box of containium.
You were gonna do that.
I'll just you know the Emerald Army? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have.
You're gonna do that.
And this is I'm gonna have an Emerald Army just facing my pirate chair up on a throne, and all just like these mannequins. I'm gonna dress them up, and everybody I killed and stole their armor from.
Dear.
And it's the pirate chair that he stole from me.
Why go for the mannequin when you could just bring their corpses?
I can't carbonite the corpses.
Why not?
And that gives them a death marker to follow.
Yeah.
Well,
if they're working that patch.
Oh, if they're not working that patch, it's like, yes, these 5 people will never find that.
If you haven't heard, I guess they're like 50-50 right now.
It'd be hilarious though. Imagine like raiding a base, and you walk into the base, and you're suddenly faced with yourself.
I remember that armor.
Oh yeah.
That's my gun.
That's my
Wait, that armor looks familiar. Inspect it. Crafted by son of a bitch.
Son of a...
All right, but on that note, I do have to wrap up. As much as these guys want to keep talking, we've been at this for
an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. So
yep.
our usual length. I mean, we had a bit of a later start today because I had boosters appointments with Adika. So
yeah, Adika had to beat up a doctor. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right. So shout outs are going to be a bit shorter because I think.
Let's start with our guests. Let's go with Sergeant Perry. Oh
God. Okay, Sergeant Perry, have shout out.
Okay, I am not a streamer. I am just a regular player that I play with SarinTal. Yeah, regular and lawyer.
Yeah,
accurate.
Well, and I do annoy your satisfactory playthroughs too, Sliver.
That's fair. That's fair.
The Sergeant of the Broken Respawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess on to Droid.
All right.
Mod for Broken Respawn and
So,
viewer of all the things. I just made these up on the spot when I was setting up the UI, I'll be honest.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm moderator for Broken Respawn. And I usually get trapped in a particular voice channel most of the time. Other than that, I play a variety of games and poke fun at Sliver, sometimes visit him in the UK, and trying to find a way to get Sarin over here. Other than that, that's all about me. I'll pass it on to Sarin.
And I am SarinTal, one of your regular Broken Respawn streamers. I will stream Thursdays every other week and Fridays. Primarily, it will be now Star Citizen, as I do not have a current Star Wars game to play. So stick around for that. If you guys are interested in what you're seeing, make sure you hit follow, like, subscribe for any of our channels that you may be watching. And if you are interested in picking up the Star Citizen game, you will see my referral code available during my streams. Sliver.
Yeah, and I'm TBSliver, another one of the Broken Respawn streamers. There's several of us. Come and join the Discord, and you'll see us.
Now.
There's 4. Yeah. Kremlik has rejoined our lot of regular streamers. When he's feeling better, he's had a bit of a week, and I've had a bit of a week as well. So yeah, I'm normally live Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. UK time. Schedule's taken a bit of a hit recently. Wednesday I had a day, and Friday tomorrow I'm not around. I've been visited by some friends who I've not seen in almost a year. So going for some beers. So don't expect to hear me from me this weekend. But normally you'll find me over on TBSliver on Twitch, playing all sorts of games at the moment. Satisfactory, as Sergeant Perry said, and eventually moving on to I don't know what game next. The Thing, doing some software development for Sarin and for the rest of Broken Respawn.
1.0 of The Thing soon.
Hopefully, yeah. I'm hoping before Christmas, actually. I want to try and get it done before Christmas. Whether that happens at Christmas, but yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I've got other games that I'm planning on getting through, especially the things that I've picked up from Short Play Saturday. Cat Quest, for example, was great, and I kind of want to get through that so I can play 2 and then 3.
You need to grab an Ale and Tail Tavern so we can play that together.
Oh yeah, we need to do that. We need to get around to doing Bakura at some point when we've both got the time, because schedules are crap at the moment. Yeah. Apart from that, we're normally joined by KD Zender, who is another full-time streamer. Well, not full-time. Full-time Northerner, part-time streamer.
Marzipan
Lover regularly plays RPGs and stuff like that, and Kremlik plays a lot of simulation games and things like that, and focuses more on the actual gameplay. So get over and join us. If you want to chat with us, brokenrespawn.tv/Discord. We'll get you an invite to the Discord, and otherwise we'll see you down in the comments or at the next podcast or next stream. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you especially, Droid and Sergeant Perry, for joining us this evening for a Star Citizen roundup. And we will catch you all next time. See you in about 2 weeks. See you all later.
No.
Take care.
Laters.